MBQs. We're always trying to get people, we're always trying to develop people within our own team to expand their knowledge and skills, and also to retain them, in the future and things. So yeah, I think within where we are, we do a lot to promote things. It's not always possible. But if staff are interested then in doing something, then we'll try and support them and ensure that the ward managers are able to support them doing things as well. Everybody's got the opportunity, and it's all about retention and morale, isn't it?
Yeah, isn't it just? In the NHS, it's a difficult picture, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Okay, so would you say that yours personally, or team, or whoever's, the merger has had any impact on people's stress levels?
No.
Okay.
I'd say no, because I think most people are just let's wait and see what's happening, and until we know the date, and then I think once the date, I know it was meant to be beginning April. Early April next year.
1st of April.
Yeah.
Well, it's supposed to be the 1st of October this year, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's the 1st of April.
We'll see if that changes.
Yeah, and things like that. And I think that's what everybody else is thinking. It's who knows when it's going to happen. Is it going to happen? The new Royal isn't going to open.
Yeah.
Is the merger still going to happen now? I mean, it is going to happen at some stage, so it's just, I just don't think anybody's really stressed about it or worried about it till, it's actually,
until it's actually
coming.
Happening. Yeah. I don't think the new build is supposed to affect or delay the merger, but it's certainly not going to help keep it on track for the 1st of April, is it? And there hasn't been any building work done for 6 months.
Nobody wants to take on the contract.
No. So, when would you anticipate an increase in stress levels, if at all?
I think the closer you get to it happening, isn't it? I suppose if we're actually told that that is the definite, no matter what's going to happen, the 1st of April is going to be that. I think probably after Christmas you will start to find people will start to get a little bit asking more questions, more conversations going on about it, but also then more workshops and things going on, because there was a thing a while ago over in the clinical science building where people could just come and they were talking about orthopaedics merging and the work that was going on, and that must be at least 6-9 months ago, and I don't think there's been anything else like that since.
No, I don't think there has been that sort of. That was it, like a drop, or anyone was invited.
Everybody was I think they did like 2 sessions over a couple of days, so you could go. So we went to that, and it was very informative, and it kind of got the ball rolling.
The orthopaedic CBN.
It was Leslie Black and
the consultant, the CD, was it?
Mr. Butcher, maybe. I'm not sure.
It was definitely a male.
It could be.
Consultant.
I'm really not sure. But they did a really good presentation. Somebody from Entry House came. Can't think of the name.
Angela Whitaker.
That's the one. Yeah. So and then it was really informative, and it kind of that's when the momentum started. Everyone was talking about it, and I think it's probably more than 9 months ago. It's probably about 12. It's probably about 12 months ago or something.
16 months ago. It was when I was quite new, fairly new, and I started in October. So I think it was maybe that.
That's it. So I don't think since then there hasn't been anything other than the odd bulletin that you get from the chief executive about things, and they're not as regular as they were about the merger. So
I think, as my knowledge is fairly similar to yours. I think that, like you say, there was the orthopaedic strapping. I think there has been some more local stuff. So around all the ologies, so haematology, rheumatology. I think they've been doing some local stuff. Their changes.
Yeah, because they're one of the few that first ones that are going to do some merging, aren't they? So the same as orthopaedics. So I know there's
and
work
they're regardless of the trust merger, their services are merging.
That's still happening.
But as far as I'm aware, that one session with orthopaedics, I thought that was going to be the start of a big programme of activity, and that's not happened, has it?
No, not at all.
And I don't know if that's because of the delay.
Possibly, and also because nobody really knows who's doing what, because I think at the time there was talk that if orthopaedics didn't merge, which was a possibility, then none of it was going to happen. But I'm assuming things are still...
There was the public consultation as well since then, hasn't there?
That was last summer, wasn't it?
Yeah, was it? So good 12 months ago, the public consultation.
Yeah, so I don't know I don't remember. Well, I'm sure there was something, but I don't actually remember reading about it.
No, I think the outcome said that it wasn't sustainable the way it was being provided, and that merging the services would be most beneficial.
In everybody's benefit. So, to streamline things across the city.
Would you expect to see a programme of events, workshops, however we want to describe them,
I suppose
starting?
I think it's if you know that your area is merging with as part of the bigger merger as such, all that work's already going on, isn't it, in other areas?
They're looking at service design.
Streamlining the service design. But I think until you know when it's going to be happening, I don't think staff would be that engaged in attending something, because they still think it's forever away. And even though you have these things, you don't really know what the next step's going to be. So I think that's one of the major things that we need to start, once we know what we're doing, is promoting it to staff to actually get them engaged with it.
Do you think doing it too early could be a bad idea?
It depends what it is you're going to be presenting and telling. And the thing is, unless you've got something concrete, you can't really
answer questions.
Yeah, and the thing is, and the main thing that everybody will want to know is, am I going to have a job at the end of this? And you can't. There is a small group of people that you can answer that question and say, yes, you are. But the rest, probably the other
60-70%,
you're not going to be able to do that, are you?
No.
And then you cause more worry and stress then.
Yeah.
Because nobody can answer any of the questions for anybody. Yeah. And as a manager, that's really hard. When you're trying to say to somebody, things are going to be, don't worry, you're going to be fine. Well, how do you know where I am? And the answer is, I really don't, but you're all right for the next few months.
Yeah.
That's it. I can tell you that you're going to have a job for the next 12 months, but I don't know what's going to happen after that. And I think that's going to be one of the most difficult things, because I think even if the merge does happen in April, by next Christmas, there's got to be some workforce changes going on, hasn't there? Can't imagine it for the first 6 months, because everyone's learning what everybody's doing. But from Christmas,
and it's going to be about those services, so that it's going to be about those getting that orthopaedic services right, isn't it? They will be 4 weeks before the official merge date.
Yeah.
So it's going to be sorting that out first, and then there's the sort of the 3-year plan, the 5-year plan. First of all, it's 3 years, 5 years. Yeah.
But it's whether or not I don't think has anybody seen that. Is that still whatever they've decided? Is that still going to happen?
Yeah.
Because there's monetary problems across both trusts. So the whole point is to try and save money, but the people make the wrong decisions quickly. It could be even more expensive. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and a lot of the reading that I've done, this literature that's out there, does say that these, it's an economy of scale that we're going for, in the nicest way possible, without forgetting that there is patients here. It is the doing things in bulk that are streamlined. and they aren't always as efficient as, potentially originally thought.
Yeah.
But, yeah.